Hi everyone, if you're an existing subscriber, hello, welcome back. And if you're new to my channel, hello, welcome, and why not hit subscribe now? I'm your host, Alicia Victoria Keane, and I've been interviewing inspirational people and businesses to find out how and why they inspire others. This week, I spoke with Tusting, the manufacturers of bags and leather goods. Here's how it went. Hello, welcome to my channel. If you could just introduce who are you and what do you do?
I'm Alistair Tusting and I run Tusting Leather Goods here in Lavenden, and we are manufacturers of luggage and handbags which we sell in the UK and around the world under the Tusting name.
That's pretty cool. It sounds like a huge business and very exciting as well. It's very British.
Very British, yep.
So it was first founded in 1875 by your great-great-granddad.
That's right, yep.
So how did you come to work here? Was it something expected or?
Absolutely not. No, I was at university and then I went away and worked as a design engineer and as a buyer for a company, and I was doing that for a few years, and after a while I thought, you know what, I wouldn't mind a change, and I very nearly did an MBA, and at that time it was a bit of an economically bad time, and I thought, what's the opportunities of jobs after my MBA? I thought, not very good, and at the same time family said, do you want a job? And I said, oh, all right then, I'll give it a go. And that was 30 years ago.
Okay, and you've been here ever since?
Ever since, yes.
Ever since. When you first came to work here, was it the case you literally walked in and there was your job and it's what you're doing now, or did you have to start at the bottom almost and work up?
When I started, one of the objectives for the company was we as leather people have been in the leather trade for a very long time, and we were looking for something which would give us a bit of a diversification away from just selling leather to the shoe trade in the UK, and an opportunity came along our way to look at manufacturing product rather than just selling leather. And so we started in 1990, which is pretty much the same time I started with the business, to start manufacturing luggage and leather goods. And it very quickly became apparent that that was going to be my job. And so pretty much from the beginning of that, so for the 30 years since then, I've been working on developing and manufacturing luggage and leather goods. And that's been my sort of growth within the business and my role.
Okay, that leads quite nicely on to my next point actually. Because it was founded so long ago, has it been difficult moving with the times to keep up to with the fashion trends?
The biggest driver for us has been we were always selling leather to the footwear trade. That was our goal, so we were selling to the traditional men's trade in Northampton, so people like Cheney and Church and those guys. But we were also selling a lot of leather to the ladies' trade that used to exist in the UK. And in the end of the 1980s, early 1990s, there was not a very good economic period, recession. And at that stage, Asia was opening up as a manufacturing place. And the manufacturing of ladies' footwear especially went offshore to South Asia, so India and sort of the southern China sort of area. And so we knew at that point that our market for leather was disappearing. And so we had to change the business. And we knew we needed to change and look for new opportunities. And the manufacturing of leather goods was that opportunity. and we've always had a stronger focus onto menswear leathers and men's shoe leathers, and so to some extent that led us into men's luggage and travel bags, and that's sort of always been there as the core of what we've made as manufacturers. And we've also added on ladies' bags, but our style and our constructions are not fashion as sort of this week's fashion. It's more of a moving with the sort of the flow of the trend at a period, not on the bleeding edge of fashion. So it is difficult, and it's probably one of the things which we haven't been as good at historically as we should have been, but we're working hard to improve that now. We're making sure we're doing seasonal ranges and seasonal colours and changing the offer. So the offer we're doing now is different from 6 months ago, and we've already got spring summer 21 sorted out, and we're now looking at autumn winter 20. So we know we've got to be offering, for especially on the ladies, newness and fashion colours and new styles all the time.
So what does that look like from the design process, from the point of design to getting it onto a shop floor? What is that process?
It's quite long. So normally that would start with designers going out and understanding a little bit of what the market is looking at, looking at what we have been doing and where we should fit within that overall market, and then coming back, especially this is true for colours, what are the current colours that people are looking at for two seasons ahead, and giving us some guidance on colours. So they'll give us some colour swatches and cards, say, look, we want 3 colours, and we go off and get those leathers made for those colours, and we can then make up finished pieces which are going to be shown to the design team, and they say, right, yeah, we like that or we don't like that, and we have a collective conversation about that with the design team, us as the manufacturing team, about whether we like the leathers, whether the leathers will work in the product we want to make it in, and also talk to our customers in the market and saying, do we like this? And they may come back, the market say, do you know what, for our market, that's not the great colour. So we're selling in America, we're selling in Japan, and we're selling especially in China, and we need to be careful we get the right colours for the different markets, for the different expectations of the markets. And so we might think, there's a great orange, but that orange works well in Europe, but may not work on skin tones in China. So we've got to be careful about how we tailor that for each part of the market. So we work from that sort of iterative process. So we get design guidance from the design team, that may be on colours or on shapes. We will go through, make up some samples, feed it back to the design team, talk to the markets, and we iterate around, hopefully, so that within the timescale we have available to us to get it done, we come up from sketches to finished product, which is available to the customers as quickly as at the right time in the right quantities, hopefully.
So how quick does that normally, it sounds like a really lengthy process, how long does it normally take?
Well, probably longer than it should take.
Okay.
But we actually do need, it is quite a long process, and we need to give ourselves enough time to do it. So it's probably normally about 7 or 8 months before a season that we do it, and that is very quick in the fashion world because most fashion businesses are working a year out. So we know lots of businesses who are now finished autumn winter 21, they're looking on spring summer 22, and we're just doing autumn winter 21 now. So it takes much longer than you think to go through all those stages to deliver product to the market.
And what makes Tusting so different? Obviously it's a British brand, it's like been around for quite a while, but what makes it so different?
I think there are a number of things in there that give us uniqueness. You're right, British. There are very few makers of of luggage in Britain. There aren't many handbag makers, so that's a unique difference we've got. We, as part of our sort of core ethos, is we like leather. And that desire to show and use nice, great leathers is right at the core of what we do. So we're always looking to use as natural as we can, leathers that show off the beauty of the natural hide that we're using. And different characteristics of leathers, we like to have that in the range. We're not looking for the plastic, the completely uniform. We're wanting something which shows the life and the character of leather. So that's another key point. And then we're tying those two elements with both some classic designs which work brilliantly and we've made them for a long time and customers really like them, but also we're now feeding into that some new design guide and design changes to make some more current and contemporary products, which will, again, they're not fast fashion, but they're of the moment and they're giving what products that customers want to use, whether it's briefcases that are now the right size for a briefcase now, or handbags which accommodate the right size of phones, all of those features. So you need to have product that's relevant to now, and that's important for us.
You did say briefly there about it's the good leathers what you use. What makes a good leather?
That is a rather difficult question. A good leather comes intrinsically from having great raw material. So you can buy leather from all over the world, and intrinsically you've got to have it's hide, it's the skin off the animal, so you want to have animals which are being well kept and they're not too scratched and marked, and so that's really important. You then need tanneries who care and take the right process that draws out that beauty and the character in the skins, and you also need to work with the tannery to ask them to make leathers that show the beauty of the leather, show the quality, and will stand out from the generic and the standard. And a lot of that is to avoid. There's two ways of finishing leather. You can dye it, so like a garment where you put the dye in the fibres, or you can coat the top of it and paint it.
Okay.
We don't like painted leather. That's the worst thing for us. So we're always looking for dyed through leathers which allow you to look into the leather, and that's one of the core bits of what makes it great leather.
Okay, so there's a lot of care what goes into that, into the process.
Yep. Yeah.
We live in quite a disposable world at the moment where you can buy, I don't know, a bag for £10 off, I won't name a brand, but off the internet. How should you look after your bag or what you buy?
That disposability question is fundamental almost to what we do. And it's important for us that we build products that will actually, to a large extent, look after themselves. They're going to be the reason you pay quite a lot of money for one of our bags is because you're expecting something that will have life in it and will last well without being pampered. They need to be used. We want our products to be used. We don't want them just left on the shelf. We want them to be used. And so, to a large extent, our products will survive a lot of use. And that's a real benefit for them. If they do need some treatment, most leathers, they just dry out a little bit, and you need to just put a little bit of a light cream or wax on it, just to lighten it up a bit, give it a bit more life, and that should do for most leathers. And again, it allows through the character and the patina that will grow with use will come through, and you just need something just to help that come along.
Okay, thank you very much. I have to say, I've got a bag what I use for work, and I think I've had it 2 years now, and it still looks as good as new, so most definitely
Perfect.
worth it.
Yeah, definitely.
So finally, I've got 10 very quick questions.
Okay.
Okay, they're completely random, I'll warn you now.
Okay, I'll try my best.
Okay, right. How many bags do you personally own?
Quite a lot of briefcases, actually. Probably 5, 6 briefcases, and
Okay.
quite a lot of luggage too.
Okay. What's your favourite way to relax?
My favourite way to relax? Well, the polite answer is probably watching films. I quite like that. But my children probably would say sleeping on the sofa.
What do you wish were on trees?
What do I wish that was on trees?
Mhm.
Well, the easy answer would be money. But most of the time it's leaves, actually. I like
Okay.
the green leaves on trees.
Do you? So you like this time of year then when it's...
Absolutely. Love it. Love it. Good colours.
Yeah. Toast or bread?
Toast.
Okay. Would you rather have sausages for toes or feet for bacon?
Sausages.
Okay. What's your favourite style of bag?
My favourite style of bag? My favourite bag actually is one of our bags that we've made for a very long time. I really like our clipper bags, and I don't use one at the moment, but that's my favourite style.
Okay, I'm going to have a look at them. Horses or dogs?
That's a very difficult question. I think I need to say dogs.
Okay. And growing up, who was your hero?
Who is my hero? Oh dear, that's also quite a difficult question. I think if you ask my mother who my hero was when I was growing up, it would have to be John Churchill, 1st Duke of Marlborough.
Okay, why is that then?
Well, I have a little secret history thing that I have to do, and he was an unacknowledged hero of the late 17th, 18th century, and he intrigued me because nobody knew about him as a general, and I like military history, and so because nobody else liked him, I thought I should like him.
That's a good answer. What's your favourite style of fashion? Is it like loungewear? Is it smart?
My favourite style of fashion is quite relaxed, quite casual, but not too casual.
Okay. And if you could have a conversation with one person for 5 minutes, who would you choose?
I would choose John Churchill.
Would you?
Yeah, yeah. He's always fascinated me since I was about 12. I've been intrigued by him as a person and his life, and I'd be very happy spending some time talking to him.
Fantastic. Well, thank you very much.
You're very, very welcome.
It was really great to hear how the business has evolved from just selling leather to becoming quite modern and selling modern bags, modern luggage. It also just goes to show that if you're on a certain career path, you don't necessarily have to stick with that path. As we heard Alistair speak about, he was on a completely different career path, and it got to the stage where he decided to change. So he did, and he has been so successful in his family-run business. Now you can follow Tusting at the links here. If you have someone that inspires you, comment below. I'm always so interested to find out who others find inspirational. Likewise, if you have an inspirational story to tell or think that your story could help others, comment below, drop me a message on social media, or even drop me an email. On Wednesday at 5 o'clock, I'll be speaking with assistant producer of The Voice UK, Melissa Thorpe. If you've enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, comment below, let me know what you think, and don't forget to hit subscribe. See you all on Wednesday. See you later.